Most people move abroad chasing money. Some chase opportunity and a better job. Some a bigger title, but very few choose Finland, a country of silence, long winters, and quiet routines. Ironically, it's also been ranked the world's happiest country. Not once, not twice, but 8 years in a row. Happy for who?
I subconsciously just turned around back into the plane because I was like, what's going on? It was cold, but it wasn't cold.
What happened?
Let me use myself as an example. I came to Europe as a lawyer. Now I work in tech in development team. So there is a lot that goes into deciding how to reskill and where to reskill to. So that means you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're going to the market, you're doing everything. You're still working full time. You cannot beat your child. When Africans come to Finland, they think that they just will start life immediately, but there is always this period of delay because this is an English-speaking country.
If you have a chance, if you get a chance, would you move back to Africa? Quick favor before we start. If you're watching this right now, chances are you've enjoyed at least one conversation on this channel. But a lot of people who watch regularly don't realize they are not subscribed. So just take 1 second and check if you've hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, but it helps this podcast grow. It helps me bring better stories and reach more people navigating life across borders. If this show has ever made you feel seen or understood, subscribing is your one way of being a part of this journey. And thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. And now, let's get into the episode. Nini, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me. Your intro actually made me laugh.
Like I said, I had to learn a little bit more about you, and it was interesting, like going through the page from pretty much from bottom all the way. I was like, wow, you are very resilient. I'm like, sometimes I see some of your clips and you walking in there, because I've been to Finland before, and even in the summer, I still felt a little bit chilly. So I can't even imagine when you're saying the negative 30 degrees. I'm like, Kilo day, what happened?
31. That was February last year.
Yeah, I was looking at it as like, here, Georgia, and we just small, in fact, just 30 degrees, they've closed everywhere,
Wow.
So you saying that, I was like, wow. But I have experienced negative before when I was in Minnesota, but that was challenging. But let's start from the beginning, right? You're from Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria, correct?
Yes, I'm from Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria.
How did Finland even enter your story?
Well, actually, Finland wasn't in my story from the inception. I traveled to Sweden for my master's program, but then it was a joint Nordic master's degree. So I had to travel to Finland and Norway to complete the other part of the program. Having gone through the 3 countries, I fell in love with Finland and I stayed here. So initially, Finland wasn't part of I didn't even know much about Finland at that point.
I have been to those 3 countries too. And okay, you chose Finland, but I felt like in my own journey, Finland it was boring in Helsinki. I felt like Sweden was more bubbly. Norway was just interesting. But yeah, when you were in Nigeria, what did Europe represent to you from like while you were in Nigeria? When you looked at Europe, what did you think?
Safe place. I actually thought Europe to be very safe, very good to raise children, a place where you just want to live and not try to make too much money because Europe value a good standard of living over just accumulating wealth, equality for women and children, land of opportunities, Even though I've come to Europe and I think things are different from the way I thought they would be when I was in Nigeria, but there's a place for everyone.
Yeah, you've been there 6 years now, right?
Yes, I've been here 6 years now.
Do you still describe it as turbulent, confused, and still turbulent?
In the beginning, this will be your experience. It's going to be confusing. It will be very turbulent. You will lack clarity. You will not even know what your next step will be. But I think that's just like it's the same for everyone in the beginning. But then step by step, you begin to discover yourself, you begin to find your place, you begin to find new interests, like very new interests, because when you travel to a place like Finland, it's very likely that you will reskill. And the process of reskilling takes a lot of confusion, a lot of decision making along the way. Let me use myself as an example. I came to Europe as a lawyer. Now I work in tech in development team. So there is a lot that goes into deciding how to reskill and where to reskill to. So that process can be very confusing and very turbulent.
Yeah, that's not the sentence people expect. Like going from being a lawyer into tech. I mean, like sometimes I ask myself why I went into medicine. I should have gone into tech. Like knowing today in just the way it is. Because I know in one of your videos you were talking about how showing folks how when you finish eating in a restaurant in Finland, you have to take the plates and sort
Yeah.
them. And I was like, even me, an American, I'm like, sort the plates. I already ate the food now. And I mean, I can take it to the trash, but sorting it, that was interesting to me.
Yeah, I had to learn. I had to learn. Oh, Finland is a land of culture, of culture. People do things very differently in Finland, very, very differently. And it's so normal. And you feel out of place if you don't do things the way people do things in Finland. But about certain plates in Finland, it's not all restaurants. Like if you go to a fine dining place, you're not
Yeah,
expected to lift your plates. But if you go to like a fast food chain or maybe a buffet,
yeah.
you'll have to sort your plates. Sort the spoon, the knife, the fork, the plates, the trash
That's
also.
it.
Yeah.
That's that's interesting. Oh, well, I mean, and that's the thing, everywhere has different cultures. In Asia, I'm sure they have their own culture as it pertains to that. So let's talk about this cold.
Cold.
I mean, it's winter now, right? I think it's
Yes, it's
like
winter. It's actually not cold at the moment. It's just -10.
it's just -10.
Yeah.
Like, tell me how. Okay, well, you went Sweden is just as cold. How was that first experience? Your first winter experience? What was it like?
Okay, I arrived in Sweden in autumn. It wasn't even
Okay.
cold, but it was cold. So I was getting down from the plane, and then the first wave, the first cold just blew me. I subconsciously just turned around back into the plane because I was like, what's going on? It was cold. Well, it wasn't cold, but for me, it was cold. Yeah. Then Sweden was cold, not so cold. I traveled from Sweden to Finland with my Swedish winter jacket. But when I got to Finland, I had to buy a new winter jacket because that wasn't fit for Finnish winter.
So
I
Finland.
immediately had to go buy a new winter jacket.
So are you? What are you saying? It's among the Nordics, right? So it's I think Denmark is one of them, right?
Yes.
So Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Iceland. S- Have you been to Iceland?
No, I haven't yet.
You were at the border, though. Oh, you were at the border. You were one place in Finland that was bordering another one of them. Is it Norway?
I was at the border between Finland and Russia. Not,
Oh,
not yet.
I didn't know they were that close.
Yeah, yeah. I think the southern eastern part of Finland, if I remember correctly. Now, I really cannot remember the name of the town that I went to, but we
Laplak?
were not
Was it?
Lapland,
Okay, not
not
Lapland.
Lapland, but we were like Lapland is quite close to Norway. The part
Okay.
of Lapland I went to is quite close to Norway, but we were a few kilometers away from the Russian border.
Interesting. Russia is pretty massive. I mean, they're like bordering with everywhere. So Finland is colder than Iceland.
Well, I cannot tell. I don't know if Finland is colder than ice. It also depends on the parts of Finland. The
Okay.
northern part of Finland is quite cold. From all the way up north, it's quite cold. When you come south, it's not so cold. Helsinki is not very, very cold. But these days, Helsinki has been cold. So there are some parts of Finland that are very cold, and Finland is cold generally. I mean,
Yeah,
there
I
is a part of Finland that is not cold compared to Sweden, right? Because in my opinion, Stockholm and Uppsala in Sweden, they are not very cold places. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when I went to Sweden, it was like in the summer. So it was one of those when I came out, I went to a bar, came out at 3 a.m. It was still bright, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And the Airbnb, I didn't prepare for the. You have to just pretty much put the.
The curtain.
Yeah, my friend lives there, and I was always asking him, "Is like, how do you function in summer?" But you have like there's a pretty decent African or Nigerian community in Finland.
Yeah, we have a growing number right now. Actually, in Finland, we have a Nigerian community, but we all see ourselves as African just to make up for the number. Because if we want to start counting the Nigerians in Finland, we might not have a decent number. So we're Africans, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Kenya. We're all just
I can
like,
tell because you're always excited when you discover or find a new African friend.
yeah. So we just don't do Nigeria. We're like Africa. Yeah.
You had a moment in the gym where you fell, that no
Oh,
one
yeah.
said sorry, no apologies. Later on, you learned that in Finland, people don't say sorry unless they believe they've harmed you. I'm
Yeah.
curious, like in that moment, like, did it feel like coldness or did it slowly teach you something deeper about personal responsibility, boundaries, or
Yeah.
how different the culture is?
I actually really do like it. Finnish people, Finnish people are very interesting people. If a Finnish person will not say sorry to you if you get hurt unless they are the ones that hurt you, because it's like they are accepting accountability and they're apologizing for it. But
Huh.
if you fall down, or if you get hurt, they might say something like "Treve udex" and like I wish you health or get well soon, or it translates to, but they will not say sorry if they did not hurt you. I mean, like, it's reasonable. I think we use the word sorry very carelessly. So if they have to say sorry to you, then they really mean sorry and they really mean that they're apologizing to you. But if you fall down, they could ask you like, "Oh, did you get hurt? Is there something I could do to help you?" But not sorry. So it
Thinking
came as a
about
shock to me.
Yeah, like thinking now that you're saying it, I'm actually thinking about it, and it's like, okay, someone falls. Why am I telling you sorry? I didn't
Sorry.
hurt you.
I mean, like, I didn't push you.
So maybe we should rephrase it to, "Are you okay?"
Are you okay? Yeah, did you get hurt? Can I
Yeah,
help
how
you?
can I?
You need a
Yeah,
hand. Yeah, we're not sorry.
not a yeah. Pẹ̀lẹ́. I think that one is stems from us. Like I don't even know, like why. Like I can't really. If someone asks me why do you say that, I have no explanation. Like nothing to say. If someone actually asks me why do you tell people sorry when they fall, even if you didn't cause it? I guess we say it's a way we grew up showing empathy.
Yeah, I
Mm,
think so. But does saying sorry show empathy? Is that a way of showing empathy?
if I fell and someone didn't tell me sorry, I'd be like, this person, like, boy, you didn't even tell me sorry. That's how I feel like I would think. And that's probably from the perception of growing up in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Because you're like, that's like, oh, this happened. The next thing is, sorry, help the
Mm.
person. But if someone not come and say, are you okay? You'd be like, oh, yeah. Hmm. I think it's a food for
Even that
thought.
"Are you okay" is not complete without sorry in Nigeria, you know. And then when a
Especially,
child cries and you're trying to make the child stop crying, you're like, "Sorry."
yeah. You see, it's our parents that caused it. I'm going to blame them because now I was thinking about it. It's true. Sorry. So we just kept on hearing that from childhood up to adult. Now, even if we fall, we're waiting for someone to tap our back and tell us
Mm.
sorry. That's why I say all of us need therapy in Nigeria. Everybody should
It's
register.
not that deep.
we'll start we'll start somewhere, the healing process for all of us. So, well, now to pivot into that, right? You're raising your kids in Finland. Did you have your kids in Finland or in Nigeria?
No, I had my kids in Nigeria.
Okay, so motherhood in Nigeria, motherhood in Finland. What has that taught you about yourself?
Oh, that I can do it. Yeah. In Nigeria, we have a community, we have the support system, you have your parents, grandparents, cousins, sisters, domestic help. You cannot
Mhm.
pay someone to be a domestic help here for you. So that means you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're going to the market, you're doing everything. You're still working full time, you're
So,
still providing, and you're still nurturing, you're still helping with homework, you're dropping kids in school, you're bringing them back. So there really isn't any form of community to help you out with things. You cannot pay a driver. You
yeah,
cannot pay a domestic help. So while you're at work, you're timing yourself to go pick up someone from school if you have to. Otherwise, they can walk or they can have a bus ticket. Or you're thinking of what's for dinner. You're thinking of how to manage time to go to the market, then come back home and cook, prepare dinner, and then clean, and then still get things ready for the next day. You're waking up very early in the morning to make breakfast for the kids, get them ready for school, get yourself ready for work because you also have to
it
work.
work.
So it's like that. But
Yeah,
then it has taught me that I can do it because I have been doing it for like how many years now, and I haven't broken down. So
that's yeah. I think that's one part of relocation
yeah,
sometimes people don't see. You want to get up, you want to go to another country, but not everywhere is like the way the structure of the family structure is in
yeah,
Nigeria. It's quite expensive. Like here, it's like babysitting, right? If I want someone to babysit, like it's gonna be like $20 at least that you're
for an
paying the person.
hour.
And then that's why some people like sometimes you find couples that are married in America. One of them stays at home because then it's almost like sometimes you're working for daycare.
Mm.
People complain about that.
Daycare is free in Finland.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's actually. Oh, actually, is it free? It has to be free, or then you're paying little to nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Maybe-
almost free. I guess people you pay for daycare based on your income. The income of
oh,
the family, yeah. But still, it's nothing compared to what other countries do pay.
yeah, I think here it's expensive. Like I said, some people stop working because whatever they make, they just give it to the daycare. So why work? Just be a parent to your child at home.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. What about your kids? Do they feel Finnish or Nigerian or they're in between?
I think they feel more Finnish than Nigerian because they don't speak pidgin. They don't speak pidgin. And sometimes they are saying something in English and they forget the English words, but they
uh,
remember the Finnish word for that thing. So I think it's more like, oh my God, I'm forgetting my English words. Why are you forgetting your English words?
but in Finland, people speak both, correct? Like Finnish and
Yes. Okay, yeah. The official language in Finland is Finnish. There are two official languages. There's Finnish and Swedish.
yeah.
So the language of instruction in schools is Finnish. They get to learn Swedish, I think, in grade 5, depending on the school and the town. But in my town, they learn Swedish in grade 5. So when they go to school, from the good morning to the goodbye, it's all Finnish language. No English in between. Maybe they have English when I think they teach English in Finnish language.
What? How now? Because one of the things I learned when I was researching Finland, I learned that you you from your first to your 10th grade, you learn Swedish too.
Yeah,
Like
you learn Swedish
like it's
from
compulsory.
yeah, I think it's from 5th grade because my
Fifth grade.
kids are learning from 5th grade,
That's interesting.
but
It's
it's
it's mind
compulsory. Yeah.
it's mind blowing. Sometimes I feel like, and I'll use Nigeria as an example because that's where we're from. when I was in Nigeria, I went to primary school in Benin, right? In
Mm.
Edo State, and we were required to learn Edo. And I tell you this, Nini, I don't know anything in Edo. I wonder if maybe sometimes like that would be a good structure in our educational system. Like if you reside in a certain state, like it's compulsory to learn a language or the primary language from that tribes. Like if I was in Akwa Ibom, I have to learn Akwa Ibom while in primary and secondary school. I
Mm.
think it would be it'd be a good thing for them to add to our system of education.
Yeah, when I was in secondary school, it was compulsory to learn either Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba.
Really?
Yes.
They scrapped that one by the time I got there.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was just the school in Benin. They didn't care. Ours was more. It was English or French. We were learning French. Like I did French in WAEC.
Same.
Oh, you did French. Oh, tu
Mhm.
parles français?
We I can't
Voila.
remember anything, but I remember Madame Diallo habite poto poto. On quartier de Brazzaville, autour de Consension.
How you crammed? I feel like you just crammed the whole book in French.
We had to recite it every morning. Madame
Ah,
Diallo habite poto poto. I think Madame Diallo lives in a town called Poto Poto.
that's interesting. There's so many things that I feel like I every day.
Hmm.
See, today sometimes if they say, "Oh, how many days?" I'll be reciting it in my head subconsciously, like. But now I don't know if they still do those. That's still well. So Finland, 5 a.m. in the morning, non-stop running for 30 minutes, and you're not doing it to lose weight, and you're not doing it for trends, but consistency and health. What has that routine taught you about your relationship with your body since moving abroad?
First of all, time management. We think 24 hours is enough, but it's not enough. Honestly, it's not enough. If you don't wake up by 5 a.m.,
Yeah,
that you cannot fit in all your routines and all the things you need to do in a day. And then you have excuses for not doing them. Very valid excuse. Like I was working, I had to go to the store, I didn't have time, right? Very
yeah.
valid excuses. Waking up by 5 a.m. to run or just to gym has really helped me. Like, it helped me to get ready for the day, especially if I'm working from the office, not from home. All right. And also, I just feel fulfilled. I don't know how to explain that feeling to
I understand the feeling. I feel like when I was in college, before every exam. I mean, now I work out at least 5 times a day. I just bought a
you.
treadmill, so I don't have any excuse. So I'm doing mine too. But it's when you exercise, dopamine is released, that feel good, and your day is just better. For what I noticed, like I can tell that yours was not for weight loss or trends, but you wanted to be healthy. So like this massive industry, right, that is built on telling women how they should look. And you talk openly about skincare, healthy eating, you shaved your hair, and choosing when to wear wigs. The day you took that thing off, you were like, okay, guys, look at my. I was like, someone had sent you a message or a comment, correct?
Yeah.
And you were responding to it. So, it's like, at this point, right, in your life, how do you now define beauty? I mean, you get brands sending you products to test, and we can all see your skincare routine. How has it been deciding what your body and appearance mean on your own terms?
First of all, nobody cares.
Okay.
And secondly, if they mattered, they wouldn't care. So I really don't care. I have to love myself so much so that I don't care about people's opinion on beauty, how I should look, how I should dress, what kind of hair I should carry. I just try to be clean and presentable because the opinions are many. You cannot fit all the opinions into a box and take it home. You cannot. There's so many opinions. So when you've learned to love yourself so much that you can appear on TikTok regardless of how you look. As far as you're clean, you can appear on TikTok regardless of how you look. Then people's opinion about beauty standards and all, how a woman's size or what kind of hair she should have or what kind of makeup she should wear. It really doesn't matter. And I am so authentic on my TikTok. Very,
Yes.
very authentic on my TikTok. I just put the camera to my face and I start to talk, right? It will hit the right audience. If you don't like the way I look, then scroll past. About skincare, right? People do skincare because they have different goals. They want to cure acne. People want to delay aging. Aging is inevitable. It will definitely come, but you can delay it. And it's a beautiful thing if you age gracefully, right? You don't have to look like what you've been through. And also for me, skincare is like, I don't really have so many hobbies. I just go to the gym. But for me, skincare is like makeup for other girls. Skincare is like when men sit down to watch football. It's like the time I have with myself.
So
I just sit in front of the mirror and I look at myself and I just have that fellowship with myself. With skincare, it gives me joy, makes me happy. I see the progress. And how did I start skincare? One time I was on the phone with my mom and she spoke in my language. She was like, why is your face looking like that? I didn't realize my face was very rough. I had dark spots. I had acne. I had patches on my face. Like my face was just rough and textured. So I said to my mom, don't worry, I'm going to fix it. I didn't have any idea how to fix my skin. So I went into the kitchen. I have never said this on air, but I'm gonna say it. I went to the kitchen. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't wash my face properly, or maybe I need something very effective to wash my face with. And I took a dish soap and I washed my face with dish soap. But then it made my skin worse. So I went to the pharmacy and I told them, hey, I need something for my skin. So that was my first step into skincare.
yeah.
Then I started discovering things for myself. I started researching about active ingredients. What kind of skin do I have? What kind of products will be good for me? What's my skincare goal? So I started first with clearing of acne. Then from clearing of acne, I went to clearing of dark spots that were left because of the acne. And then from there, now I'm just like maintaining it. So people have different skincare goals.
That's
If that
brilliant.
was your question.
What's fascinating to me now is just your honesty, you know? It's like what you said, you're very authentic. That was one of the things that I told you, very organic. And I think it's becoming your greatest business asset because even with, you said, even when you had like a smaller community, a more intimate followers, you already had like brands sending you stuff to your door, you know, and free products. So, I mean, why do you think you were able to get that even at that small following? I know you were sponsored by a community and you're encouraging people, but I feel like they had to have seen something in you for them to be like, okay, you know what, let's work with her. And how
Yeah,
are
we have so many influence. I don't even consider myself an influencer. I just create content. But we have so many influencers right now, and every influencer wants to sell an idea or a product, influence
yeah,
you to do something. So people now know about the influencer culture, right? And they try to avoid it as much as possible because they just feel like it's misleading.
yeah,
But when you talk to your audience, they can see if you're being genuine or if you're just trying to sell something to them. So it's actually a skill to be able to reach your audience one on one, heart to heart. It's a skill to be able to convince your audience in an authentic manner. So I guess maybe that's what, because each time I get the emails from these brands, they're always like, we like the way you relate with your audience. We like the way you pass information across to your audience. So that has been a very common thing that I have received in my emails from brands, I guess.
yeah. I can attest to that because like going through your page, it's easy to connect with you. It's easy to see where you're coming from and the direction that you're going. I did, try to get one of your skincare routine. After this, we'll discuss. So, did it? I have this section here where I ask my guests something about their newfound country where they live in. So this is pretty much a true or false bout. We're just gonna go back and forth. I ask a question, you say true or false. So let's see how much you know Finland. Okay, you ready?
Ready?
Okay, Nini. Yeah. True or false? Finland is officially the happiest country in the world.
True. Are we really happy?
I never understand the metric for that, but we'll get into that. The wife carrying world championship is held annually in Finland.
True.
All Finns learn Swedish in secondary school.
True.
True or false? Nokia, the former largest phone maker, is Finnish.
True. It was founded in Finland.
Negative 31 degrees Celsius is considered extreme even for Finns.
Well, it's still normal Finnish weather, but true.
False. They say they're used to it. I also heard something about Finns putting babies outside in the cold to boost their immunity.
Their immune system, yes. But the baby is well covered up, but they leave the baby outside to sleep. It's a
That's
common
interesting.
thing. Yeah.
And they said back in the days, the Finnish used to deliver babies in saunas.
Saunas, yeah. Is it just back in the days? I think
They still do.
possibly. Wow. I heard somewhere.
Interesting.
And something about sauna you have to know. Almost all Finnish homes have a sauna.
Really?
Yes. Almost all. If there isn't a private sauna, then there is a shared sauna. For example, in an apartment building, but almost all Finnish homes have a sauna. And there is something called avonto, if I pronounce the Finnish word correctly. So the Finns go to the sauna for some minutes and then they run into a frozen lake.
I saw that in Iceland in a couple of videos, like people run from the sauna to jump into the pool, and I'm like, not try.
And it's very common here.
Okay, so I got a couple more questions, okay? You ready?
Let's go. Yes.
What's the most Finnish habit you've picked up?
I don't say good morning anymore.
So your mom calls you from Nigeria now. You won't say Mesere?
No.
Wait, did I say that right?
Yes, you did say. I say hi. Wait, hold on. Hi.
Okay.
Not good morning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What is one thing Africans misunderstand about Finland?
Now I'm going to take this very personal.
Okay.
When Africans come to Finland, they think that they just will start life immediately, but there is always this period of delay because this is an English-speaking country. So it's difficult to find a job in your first few years of being in Finland. So most times they come from Nigeria and they think, oh, I'm just going to go into the job market and I'm going to find a job and I'm going to send money home. I'll start living my life. Things are going to go smoothly, but
they learn pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's an honest answer there, guys. I think a lot of people, I think that's changing all over the world, even in the English speaking countries, it's not always as easy and as rosy where you touch down, there's job waiting.
Yeah.
There's patience and there's time. And I think that's one of the things people struggle with now. When I talk to a lot of people in Nigeria, people are avoiding those countries where they don't speak English. But today, I feel like those are the countries that are open to having immigrants still come in because they say the big three, America, Canada, UK. There's a lot of immigration issues now, but that's good. So what would you tell someone that is coming from Nigeria
to Finland?
Yeah, to prepare for, how do you think they can prepare for that?
Learn a skill. Learn a skill because you really cannot rely on the job market. I think Finland now is the number one country in Europe with the highest rate of unemployment. So,
And they're happy.
So learn a skill. Learn a skill, something that you can make a livelihood from. a service, a trade, something you can do with your hands. You can start a business here in Finland. It's very easy to start a business, but the problem is usually sustaining it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're coming from Finland, I was just with someone, a guy from Ghana. He came to Finland and I think he's been in Finland for a few years, not so long, but now he has his shop. He's a mechanic. So he
No.
didn't just try to find a job. He created one for himself. I know of a lady, Hey Beauty. She's been in Finland and now she has like the biggest fashion store, African fashion store. And there is the market for it, right? Currently in Finland, I really don't think we have like a beauty supply store. We all buy it from online. If you cannot buy online, then you just cannot have it. So if you're into business, come and start something. I'm here to promote your business for you. You know how to make handmade jewelries, just learn something, anything. There's always a market for something everywhere, you know. So you're
This
coming to Finland.
and guys, this what Nini is saying is something that if you've been watching the podcast, you keep hearing people say, learn a skill. Like this hands, it's like it's becoming now, even with AI taking over a lot of job. Like your hands, if you know how to braid, learn how to braid better. If you know how to
Yeah,
cut hair better. And she's saying like business skill. If you know you're into importer exporter,
agriculture.
yes,
You're into
agriculture.
planting agriculture. Yeah, anything. Just learn a skill.
That's good information.
Yeah,
What has shocked you about parenting in Finland the most?
you cannot beat your child.
Quick answer.
No, you cannot beat your child because they ask them in school, does your mother beat you? Does your father beat you? No.
Wahala.
And if you do, you have an invitation later to go to the social welfare and discuss why you're beating your child. There's going to be warning, and then maybe they take the child from you if they think the child is in danger living in your house. So you cannot correct your child by beating your child. And I don't even stand for beating your child, right?
Yeah.
How do you correct your child in Finland? Well, in Europe, generally, what has worked for me might work for somebody else. You have to get very close to your kids, very, very close to them. Never get tired of talking. Never get tired of talking, repeating the same thing. So as they grow, they tend to know what is right from what is wrong. And then you're putting it in their brain. So wherever they go to, it's in their subconscious. And it comes out when there is need for it. So there isn't really so much need to beat a child if you keep teaching the child what's right from what's wrong. And if a child is still very young, then you need to teach yourself patience and how to regulate your own emotions, because most times you're just frustrated with the child's behavior. Child is jumping, will not hear what you're saying, and then bam, you beat the child instead of regulating your own emotions. Sometimes it's even best to leave the child to do what the child is doing, and then you come back to it if you feel too overwhelmed by what's going on, but you cannot beat your child.
That's good. I think parents need to learn that now.
Yeah.
Get close to your children, have conversations.
A lot of conversations. Talk about the real things.
Yeah, it's not like our parents in Nigeria where everybody has king in their house. Go and bring your king.
Yeah. Or bell.
I'm telling you. What's the Finnish name for Finland?
Swami. Olen
Swami.
Suomalainen.
Hmm? Wait, there's two names?
No, it's Swami.
Okay.
But yeah, Olen Suomalainen means I am a Finnish person. But I'm not
Oh,
Finnish.
you're actually gonna teach us Finnish towards the end too. So get ready.
Okay.
What is one Finnish value you respect deeply?
Finnish people are very honest. They are so honest.
Tell me more about that.
If you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask a Finnish person. No, because they tell you just the way it is. They will not lie to you. They will not lie to try to make you happy. And they are very honest with time, right? If a Finnish
Yeah.
person tells you, I'll be there at 6, sorry, he will not be there at 6, because if he's there at 6, he feels he's late. So he's going to be there at 5:50.
Huh. Interesting. That's
No,
good.
if a Finnish person tells you 6 o'clock and you come 6 o'clock, my dear, you are late.
Guys, if you're in Finland preparing for an interview or you're going to the Finnish embassy, well,
Yeah, if
Nigerians
you're
won't be
going for an
late.
interview, please be seated at least 15 minutes before your time. Don't just walk in at the allotted time because now you're late.
Huh.
So
It's
they're
good.
very honest, they're very time conscious. I think Finnish people are nice people also. There are
Huh?
some, but then they're generally nice.
But you had an experience. You said that you didn't meet your neighbor. You lived in an apartment for 3 years. You didn't know your neighbor.
I'm telling you, the first day I saw my neighbor, he heard me trying to come out of my door. I think he was coming in and I was going out. He turned away, he turned around and went back the other direction. I have no idea why. That was the first time I would have seen my neighbor. And I have lived here for 4 years now. I've never seen anyone come in or out of that door. This is my door, this is my neighbor's door.
For 4 years. That
Mm.
is mind blowing. As like in Nigeria, your neighbor would have gone to knock on your door and be like, "How far?" Even in America, here too, when you move into the neighborhood, usually people will come over and introduce themselves as your neighbor.
Yeah,
So it's safe. It's safe to say Finnish people like to keep to themselves.
they do like to keep to themselves. They really do. They like this thing called personal space.
Yeah. Instead of you to this your banana bread, bake it. You have the recipe now. Bake it. Go over there and knock, drop it in front of his house.
Someone made a joke that they should have sent people to Finland to learn about personal space during the COVID period because they had been practicing it for a very
For a long
long time.
time. I like that. I like personal space. I'm not one to be like invasive, and I don't like people
Mm.
invading minds. I want to invite you into it, not you. And here, I mean, in America, I feel like it depends. It depends on the people that you meet. Some people are respectful, and some people they'll come into your space and they'll come try you. So it's interesting. I think when I was in Finland, like I said, I don't know. Like I didn't really find it as fascinating as when I went to the other Nordic countries. I mean, it was chill. The one thing I always remember is they had Rudolph in a burger. So I was like, and they were like, "Oh, what's in it?" And it's like reindeer meat. I was like, reindeer. I was like, "No, I'm straight." I grew up watching Rudolph on TV, so I don't want to eat Rudolph. So Nini,
Those are indeed.
no, have you had it though?
Yeah.
How was it? Well, from like, how would you describe it? Was it compared to like cow meat?
Well, I didn't really see any difference much.
Have you ever had antelope in Nigeria?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither. I was trying, I was trying to see if there's any comparison because reindeer, antelope, they all kind of like hang out in the same family. So, yeah. But so now this is where you teach us something. So you have two things to do. You have to teach us something in Akwa Ibom and then something in Finnish. So
I teach in Akwa Ibom. Okay, in Akwa Ibom, to say good morning, you can just say Amesiere.
Amesire.
Amesiere.
I know that one. So yes, Amesire.
How are you? Idemfo.
Idemfo.
Okay, the very famous one that Two-Face even used in his song. There is no problem, no wahala. Mfuna ibaga.
That was Akwa Ibom. I know
Yeah.
that song, yeah. Umfana
Ibaga.
Ibaga. I'm gonna go play that
Ibaga.
jams later. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, finish. Let's hear what you got for us.
The first Finnish word I learned was welcome, which is tervetuloa.
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 Terve, terve, terve,
Terve. Tererere.
Tervetuloa. Tervetuloa. It's one word, tervetuloa.
I feel like I'm learning a lot. Last week I had my guest was from Ukraine. I could not make out. I
Oh my God.
struggled. It's kind of like Russian too. But yeah, tervetuloa.
Another Finnish word, very common. So if you want to say, excuse me, pardon me, what did you say? You know, anteksi.
Antexi.
Anteksi.
Antexi.
Or
Pardon
can you
me.
just say antex?
Antex. Well, you have to teach us the one of if you fall. What will I tell the person?
I don't know if it goes, but like if something happens to you, if you're sick and they want to
Mm-hmm.
say get well soon, it's like terve udeksin.
Tere
Terve udeksin.
uvexi. Okay. Okay. Seems like this terere is kind of like uh, is it like a good prequel to other words coming?
Terve. Terve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, so the last guest, we had our last guest from, he's a South African in Ukraine, and he had a question for you.
Okay.
And his question was, if you have a chance, if you get a chance, would you move back to Africa?
I literally have a chance. Nothing stops me from moving back to Africa. Oh, yeah, I would. I definitely would. I
Why is that?
definitely would. It's my home.
Okay.
It's my country. It's a place where I would finally just want to grow old and rest, and be with my family, when the hustle is over.
Well, your kids are Finnish now.
I mean, like,
Are they gonna come to? Are they gonna?
they may not want to come to
Yeah.
Nigeria because their life is also starting, and
Yeah.
no one knows if they will move away from Finland also to bigger places.
Of course. That's
But
true.
personally, I would establish businesses in Nigeria and just retire back home.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what question do you have for the next guest?
I'm trying to look for a gender neutral question.
Okay.
Why did you leave your country?
Okay. I will pass that along.
Okay, why did you leave your country? And if you knew what you know now, would your decision to leave still be the same?
Okay.
Or would you prefer to stay back in your country?
That's a good question. Why did you leave your country? And if you know what you know now, would you still make that decision to leave?
Mhm.
Oh, Nini, it's been fun gisting. In this episode, Nini has showed me something different. That happiness can be quiet. Finland didn't give her all the answers. It gave her a space to be honest, to redefine beauty, to earn with dignity, and to also say she's still figuring things out. And maybe that's what migration really does. It doesn't make you better, it just makes you aware. So, wherever you're watching from, ask yourself, if everything familiar disappeared in your life, who would you be? And if this conversation gave you even one moment of clarity, kindly subscribe and share. That's the currency that keeps this mic alive. We're going to leave all of Nini's social handle in the notes. Follow her, especially for this beauty tip. You need to watch. You need to watch her when she's gisting. Like before, you don't even know when you hit follow, like, and you start commenting. She definitely carries her audience on her journey as through when she's doing her skincare routine, and she's very honest, very organic, and she has a lot of funny videos, especially now in winter. I've seen a couple of them where she's dancing and she's teaching Akwa Ibom with her newfound friend. So if you have anything that you want to tell the guests, wherever they are, what would you tell them?
I know your audience would likely be people who are aspiring to travel abroad because this kind of content will resonate with them more, right? Well, it all starts with one step, and where there is a will, there is always a way. Okay. You will not have all the answers in the beginning, but as you go, things will just keep unfolding itself. So believe in yourself. Don't lose hope. Ask for help where you need help and pray. Prayer works.
Yes. Prayer is the key. You remember that song? I'm telling you. Well, guys, until next time, stay real, stay connected, and keep the mic alive. Thank you once again, Nini.
Bye, and thank you for having me.